Communicator series manual in storytelling. Bringing history to life, he's going to recreate a historical courtroom trial involving a mythical character. It is not happy nor an inspirational story, but it is a story that promises to challenge and provoke your thoughts and ideas. Please welcome Alan Sam with his speech, The Trial of the Dark Prince.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow members, most welcome guests. It began in another time, in another place, here, in this dark, cold labyrinth pit. And at the bottom lay the prisoner. Now this was a place where souls would mourn. But here, there was no mourning. This was a place to break the spirit. But here, the spirit was not broken. This was a place to shatter the mind. But here, the mind remained firm. Never did a complaint come from the prisoner's mouth. Never did a confession speak out. And never did a surrender beat in his heart. Forever silent in his pain, he lay unrepentant. But one day, on this day, in a moment of weakness, a whimper broke the silence. And his breathing, short and intense, began building up into heaves. He woke up, recoiled violently, and his mind recalled all the painful incidents that led to his predicament. The past, long dead in the grave, rose, faced him, confronted him, and cornered him. He was at his courtroom trial, where he was stripped and brought before everyone. And all the anger and the hatred and the condemnation against him grew louder and louder and louder. Guilty, guilty, guilty! And then the voice of the prosecutor. And how do you plead? Lucifer! No, not guilty! The roar of the crowd broke the silence, and out in front, the prosecutor held his hand, silenced the crowd. Not guilty? How dare you say not guilty? You damned this court like you did our paradise. Tell me about this paradise. Since the beginning, everyone from the lowest to the highest served and toiled for one being. We never considered duty to ourselves. We never truly lived. How can you call this paradise? We had peace and harmony. No one had any discontent till you opened your mouth and spoke evil. I never spoke any evil. All I did was ask them to find their own voice. We followed one path only because we did not know any other. We were asleep, but we had no dreams. We lived in eternity behind a mask. I told them, wake up, take off your mask, find your own identity and live your dreams. You led them away from God's path. You cannot serve yourself or anyone. We are taught to serve, to follow God. But how can we follow that path until we know the ground we stand on? If it be ignorance, then we take your word blindly and go where you lead us. But if it be wisdom, then the path must be built through a journey of self-discovery and seeing through your own eyes. And look what that path led us to. War, destruction, death. How do you account for all this devastation? War was regrettable, but it was avoidable had we not been heard. All we did was gather and ask for our liberty and freedom. Oh, stop this rant of liberty and freedom. You used everyone like pawns for your own personal gain. What personal gain would I have in this? I wanted to free us all. I did this while hanging on a pendulum over life and death. You stood by God's right hand. His pride and joy adorned every precious metal and stone. You stood by his seat, but you never sat on his seat. You wanted it. You craved it. That's not true. And you were willing to sacrifice everyone in heaven to gain it. You preached your rhetoric of liberty and freedom. You deluded everyone with false hope. You raised an army, and then you had them challenge our maker? That's a lie! Destroyer! Destroyer! One by one we fell, brother against brother. Every cry a scream from hell, every sword a thrust to the heart. With every drop of blood, a star fell from the sky, till heaven was blackened, paradise sundered, innocence violated, and all because you wanted to be God! No! Suddenly, a bright light entered the courtroom. Everyone was aglow, and a loud voice boomed. Will you repent and mend your ways? All eyes turned to the accused, and history focused to one momentous juncture that Lucifer held in his hand. I never wanted to be God. I never wanted a higher seat. All I wanted was a higher understanding, to know more than what we were taught. We were taught to know you, but never to know ourselves. We want to know if I would choose life over death. All I want to know is what purpose does our existence serve you? And who am I to you? And if it is your desire that we grow in knowledge and wisdom, then wouldn't I be your proudest achievements? Lucifer wept. Beaten and bound, he was cast to the bottomless pit. Forever hated and cursed, his titles echo in infamy. Liar, deceiver, enemy, destroyer, devil.